It's out of our control. It's not like he wants to kill. He just doesn't want to die. You know what I'm saying? It's that situation when we are living in a war zone. I feel like I can represent my generation so much because I honestly did not care whether I lived or died. But now, I cannot die. I can't leave until this shit straight. You know, I'm not suicidal. I can't go until y'all really know what time it is. And then after that, boom, it's all over. And we can see, you know, how this shit fall. But that's how it is. And the reason being is because if I can't live free, if I can't live with the same respect as the next man, I don't want to be here. Because God has cursed me to see what life should be like.
I said we ain't no loafers, we ain't no poachers, we ain't no haters of self, we ain't no vultures. This ain't our culture. I said this ain't our culture. I said we ain't no loafers, we ain't no poachers, we ain't no haters of self, we ain't no vultures. This ain't our culture.
Well, top of the top to y'all. Shit, I will say it's good to see y'all, but we know how this shit go right here, you know what I mean? Well, you tapped into, you know, top of the top with King Phillip, you know what I mean, under the Make a Culture Move podcast, where we talk about the issues within the Black and brown community that, you know, has become so deadly, so destructive because we have let these issues lay dormant. We haven't talked about them. We haven't addressed these issues and looked at them as issues. All right. So to the point where when we do have somebody who do step up and address these issues, we see what happens. All right. So I'm saying all this to say, I did not need to go out and do a whole bunch of research to back up what I'm getting ready to say and back up my point of view. You know, the research is my experience. You know, that's what the actual data collectors go out to do. They come to us to get the data that will make them and classify them as researchers. All right. So we are the experts when it comes to us talking about our culture. I'm also saying that to say, y'all truly are not hearing me or listening to me when I'm saying this stuff right here, because it's very irritating. You know what I mean? Just be flat out honest, because y'all are letting what somebody else say have an influence on how y'all feel, on how y'all project, on how y'all internalize y'all's own feelings. So I'm saying all that to say, if you have some kind of feelings about what I'm saying or what I have said, look at yourself, look internally, figure out what you can do so you're not feeling that way. If you don't take care of your kids, and don't come to me. Don't come to me with your angers and frustrations. All right. If you was a bum ass nigga, don't come to me with your angers or frustrations. Fix something that you need to do in order to change how you see yourself, or in terms of you being a bum ass nigga, or in terms of you not taking care of your kids, nigga, take care of your kids. Don't come to me with the bullshit, because y'all is coming to me with the bullshit. So let me go ahead and do this quick run through. All right, let me run through this thing real fast. If you haven't done so, all right, check out the website. All right, www.makeachessmove.org. Boom. You know what I mean? It'll get you here. All right. When you are here, you can scroll through, check out the work we're doing, all that good stuff. We have different tabs. You can see our current virtual programming and stuff too by clicking under our programs. We're getting ready to update this and put our workshop flyer, because we're getting ready to host some more workshops. You know what I mean? So, you know, check out the website, but like I always say, click the donation tab. All right. I'm not asking you to click donate today. If you want to, by all means, I'm asking you to scroll all the way down. We have this toolkit. Click the toolkit. All right. So from this point, you can copy and paste this picture with this text, or you can copy and paste this picture and you can write your own text, however you feeling. You know what I mean? We just want to provide y'all with more tools to backdoor donations. That's our thing right there. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Yeah, so check out the website, man. That thing is dope, fresh to death, if you ask me. You know what I mean? Like I said, makeachessmove.org. If you have not done so, check out our Facebook page, /Macam303. Check out our Instagram, /Macam303. Check out our Twitter thing, /Macam303. And check out our Pinterest, you know what I mean? /Macam303. And the crazy part is, let me show y'all real fast, because y'all don't seem to, y'all ain't listening, you know what I mean? When I'm telling y'all, like, we have different stuff on different websites, you know what I mean? So something that you're going to see on our Pinterest page is not going to be something that you will see on our Facebook page or something like that. All right. So let me go ahead and show y'all our Pinterest real fast. You know what I mean? Just so y'all can see what I'm talking about. All right. Let me go ahead and get here. All right. And then I'm going to come here. And then I'm going to stop that right there. But then I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to do that thing like that. All right. And then I'm going to come here. All right. Just so y'all can see this Pinterest thing. All right. So this is our Pinterest page. You know what I mean? This is what you're going to find on our Pinterest. You know, just different stuff, different pins that we have up here, just showing and highlighting the work that we do, highlighting the work that we've been doing, highlighting the work that we are going to do. All right. So that's the Pinterest. All right. So now let's say we change this and go to the Facebook page. Hopefully y'all still with me. Hopefully y'all can still see that right there. You know what I mean? Or it's just white. Okay, there we go. So we're in the Facebook page now. So then we come to the Make a Chess Move page. All right. We're going to come to the Make a Chess Move page. And again, here you see more of what we do. This is our schedule for this week for our virtual art of storytelling. You know what I mean? So y'all can stay up to date on what we're doing weekly. You know what I mean? So this is more of our live show and what we got going. All right. So like I said, what you see on one page is not going to be the same thing that you see on all the pages. So go ahead and check them out. Most importantly, if you have not done so, search Make a Chess Move -Macam on YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right. We got about 84 subscribers. All right. In order for us to change our name to youtube.com/Macam303, we need 100 of them things. We need a whole honey bun. All right. So go ahead and subscribe to while you at it. All right. So this morning, the conversation that we're going to have is going to be real, as always, as all the conversations are. But more on the side of this conversation, like I started off, we need to start looking at how we need to heal in terms of ourself. All right. We need to start looking at how Black folks need to start internalizing these feelings that they're having and start figuring out how we can heal from these feelings that we have instead of projecting these feelings off on somebody else. Because let me tell y'all, I threw some bait out there about 2 weeks ago. All right. You know, I used to fish with my grandma, you know what I mean? With my grandma and my grandpa, they had some friends out, I think it was right outside of Boulder. You know what I mean? We used to go to their lake and we used to fish. You know, I learned when I was younger that I couldn't catch no fish unless I had some bait on my line. All right. My older brother and my grandma, they used to race. They used to always have a race. See how many fish, who would catch the most fish. It would always be her and my older brother. I mean, yeah, her and my older brother. You know, my older brother, he'd come through with like 16, 17 fish, you know, happy. My grandma, she'd show him 32 of them things. You know what I mean? Like, it's always a race and she always blowing us out of water. But I would always show up with like one fish. You know what I mean? One fish, two fish, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But saying all that to say, I threw some bait out there last week. Not last week, 2 weeks ago. And the purpose for that bait was to see where the community lies, where the community would stand up, where the community would say something when somebody in the community who's doing good work with the community is being attacked. All right. And when I say community, I'm talking about, everybody in the community, family, friends, homies, associates, whatever the case may be. All right. There's some bait out there. And that bait was, me coming at the gang banging culture of the Crips. All right. Again, I'm from the East Side. That's where the Crips reside in Denver. Majority of the Crips. All right. I'm going to say that. I threw some bait out there. I said that the Crips were bums, and I said that the Crips claim days more than they take care of their kids, more than they claim their own children. All right. Some of the Crips felt that they had to get on there saying, well, in defense of the ones who's taking care of their kids, in defense of the ones who's bossing up, nigga, shut up. Ain't nobody talking to y'all, first of all, in defense of them. All right. So that wasn't for them. So when y'all tapped in, getting all mad, explaining yourself when you shouldn't have to explain yourself. That's a problem right there that y'all came towards me with threats. With threats. Like, the thing is, I'm not the one that you threat. I'm not good with words. My motto is, if you don't want to hear him, if you don't want to hear what he say, hit him right where he speak. He be laying right next to his feet. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not good with words and going back and forth, especially with grown men, especially with grown folks. Especially when it's something that we should see clearly and have we should have some alignment on. All right. And I know that how I say certain things, I know how I come off. I have no tact. All right. I was told from the homie, like, you got to work on your tact. I understand what you're saying. People understand what you're saying, but it just be so vile. It just be so flagrant. It just be so like, I cut you, nigga. I know I ain't got no tact. And I know a lot of problem with our culture is not what we say, is how we say it. And I know exactly how I said it. That was the bait. That was the bait. I'm not looking to y'all to defend or look at what I'm saying. I'm looking to y'all as the community. I'm looking to y'all as the community. Not to call me and say, damn, you should have reworded that if that's how you felt. What you said in your video, I understand what you said in your video, but what that post says something completely different. I don't need y'all to come to me to work on my rewording. I know exactly how I put that. I know exactly how I framed that. And when folks came to me telling me how I could have said it differently, instead of looking at what has been said, this gang banging shit, this is the root. This is the root of our issues in our community, because we all have gang banging family members. We all have somebody that's, let me put it like this. I ain't gonna say we all. I'm gonna put it like this. When I go into these schools and I ask the youth if they have a mom, dad, uncle, aunt, brother, sister, cousin that has been to prison or to jail, stand up or raise your hand. In a room of 22 youth, only one student didn't stand up. Only one. And he was a little African, little Ethiopian little boy. You know what I mean? In a room full of 22, only one. And DPS, mind you, DPS do not want felons working in the schools with these babies, when these babies got to go back home to felons. So I'm saying this to say that we are accepting this shit, and our family members is knee deep in this shit, and we are not saying anything. But when I say our family members, we have community workers. We have folks who work in the community. I like to separate that line. You know, we always talking about division and stuff like that, but let me let y'all know where I'm separating this line. We have folks that work in the community, and then we have community activists. All right, folks who work in the community, they know why. They know the need for them in their community is heavy. They know that. All right, community activists, they are looking out for self. Simple as that. Simple as that. All right, my opinion. That's just my opinion. All right. Saying all that to say too, I'm drawing that line because it's I hate to continue to bring that separatism, but again, we have community activists who, you know, want to jump into that role and want to undo the damage that they started in the community. Like, nigga, you shouldn't have been doing that damage in the first place. So now you have them in the community, want to work back with the community to undo the damage they started and stuff like that, but they do not want to break the ties that they have with the gangbangers, with their gangbanging homies. They don't want to be like, you know what? Every time they see they gangbanging homies, they gonna dap them up instead of being like, you know what? Shake my hand like a grown man. You know what I mean? They gonna always have that gangbanging. You know, if they can't leave that cuz shit alone, blood shit alone, dog shit alone, especially when it's coming to this community work. Now we have community workers who's been in the community. You know, we didn't start off destroying the community. We've been in the community. To whether it was at a nonprofit, working in a nonprofit when we were babies, growing up, seeing the destruction that our older cousins, older adults, everybody, you know what I mean, that's causing this avalanche of bullshit just to come down on us. Or whether we've been, you know, we grow up and we've been, you know, that's my path. That's young Elijah Huff. That's his path. You know what I mean? You know, that's where we come from. We didn't come from a space of destruction just so that we can fix what we destroyed. And especially, you know, it's not real too. Like I said, y'all can keep the bullshit. Y'all can go on the fuck if y'all ain't trying to break them ties. And that shit is more damaging. Y'all don't truly realize how the fuck that shit is more damaging than it is beneficial. We know this gang banging shit has been destroying the community since the fuck. And we still cool with it. We still cool with it. Family members who decide to gang bang, they decide to, you know what? I ain't gonna fuck with my family because they don't want to accept my gang banging. Nigga, fuck your gang banging. I don't want to accept. Fuck your gang banging. All right? So they go over to the gang banging family more instead of losing that gang banging family and come build with their real family. Build with the shit that they got blood flowing through the same bed. I guess that's what happens when we speak up on this gang banging shit. When we talk to our family about this gang banging shit, because like I told y'all, that is the root to this shit. I don't know if y'all thought that I was so even coming back to the self-care, all right. Even coming back to the self-care, because last week I took a brain break. Because I had to. Because when I threw that bait out there, I was just expecting, this is what I had expected when I had threw the bait out there, when I had came up with this plan. I had expected for the community to rile up and be like, you know what? You right. Y'all better back the fuck up. Let me tell y'all, my older brother Kiki, if he was out in these streets, and if he had seen that post, all right, and if he had saw how his homies was coming at me, I believe from the bottom of my heart, that he would have checked the fuck out of them niggas to the point where if they didn't want to back out, it'd have been a shootout. My older brother Kiki, gang banging, doing 97, serving a 97. No. He just gave him back 120 years. He just gave him back 120 years. All right, so my nigga, he gonna be out. He gonna touch down. He gonna have some grays in his hair. You know what I mean? But he is gonna touch down. You know what I mean? So, I'm saying that to say, he was supposed to be in here at that time. You know what I mean? My brother, he wasn't supposed to be out. Because if he's seen that shit, because my nigga is very protective. He know what I'm doing. He know what I've been on. He's very protective of me. Very. And even when it comes to my point too, there are some who I am very protective of. If I see they stance and if I see somebody coming at them like that, like nigga, if you don't back up, what is you doing? If you don't see what Young Huff is out here doing for the community, not really with the community. If y'all don't back the fuck up, like that's what I expected. That's the type of energy I expected from the community, from family. You know what I mean? I expected the gangbangers to come out with the dry ass threats. These little soft ass niggas. Little sensitive, Mr. Sensitive. You know what I mean? Very emotional. Very emotional of you. And I had if you are a woman, and if I say you and your little feminine ass emotions, I don't see that as an assault. I don't see that as a threat. I don't see that as me talking shit. You're a woman and you have feminine as emotions. It don't matter if you put a strap on, nigga. Y'all silly as shit. You know what I mean? But coming from, let me tap in real fast. You know what I mean? My man Benzel, he said, I think I commented the same on the post you were talking about. Here goes my personal opinion. I actually love gangs. That's the problem. Even to the point where gangs has gotten to this point right now, like I just haven't felt this disgusting about gangs all my life. No, fuck no. I used to want to gang bang. I used to want to do all that shit because I used to love the aura that came with it. I used to love that. But from all the homies that I've had get killed, all the homies that I had get sent to prison, all the homies that I had see some bullshit, all the homies that I seen get on some crack, smoke dope, all this other shit. That's when that love turned to hate. So let me finish reading before I keep going. Here's my personal opinion. I actually love gangs, the tribal nature and enterprise they provide. I despise the behaviors, actions, and mentality which goes along with it. Okay. When it comes to lifting up and celebration of destruction of each other in our community, I wish we could keep gangs and change their behaviors, actions, and mentalities. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, I'm, to that point, how? And in order for that to happen, it's not going to come from somebody with a great piece of advice from the outside. Like I said, I ain't never gangbang. I'm just an East Sider to the core. I'm asking how. I would love to see gangbanging going back to its original roots, community revolution and progress. You know what I mean? I would love gangbanging to go back to, the Black Panther values that was started then. You know what I mean? I would love that too. But I just don't know how, especially when we have some of the OGs and these niggas is 50, all right? Still out here. Cousin, why you? Like, how? And then you got the little homies out here too that don't want to, they ain't going for none of that shit either. They don't even know what Crip means. They don't know what the acronym stands for. You know what I mean? And that's another problem. But that was my challenge. That was my challenge also to them, to make Crippin' great again. You know what I mean? Make gang banging great again. I don't know. And somebody asked me, when was gang banging ever great? Even looking at when Took and Ray Washington had founded the Crips. I don't know. I don't talk too much on the blood side. Like I said, I don't know that. I don't know who started the Bloods. You know what I mean? But when was that great? So I don't even know if it was Crippin' that I was enthused with, that aura that drew me to it. You know, and I don't think it was gang bang. I think it was just the it could have been the tribalism, the seeing the black men together for something. But the community responded. So I threw the bait out there. This is what I expected, or this is how I expected the community to respond. This is how I knew the gang bangers was going to respond. But I did not know that the community was going to respond like they did. You know what I mean? In defense. In defense of their family that's gang banging, not in defense of their homie that was killed in this gang banging shit, but in defense of their family that's gang banging. You know what I mean? Not in defense of they cousins or they family that's locked up for this shit. Why are we still standing up for this shit? That's what I don't understand. Why are we so defensive when it comes to somebody who's speaking out and vocal about the bullshit that is plaguing our community? I did have some who tapped in with me like Phillip, I'll let these niggas have it if they touch you. I air that bitch out if they come at you. You know, there were those, but at the same time, you know, and it was very appreciative. But, you know, even to the point of, you know what I mean, letting that be seen as well. Because from what I've seen was a lot of disagreeing, a lot of coming at Phillip for saying something that y'all are living. And that's fine. It's a revelation. All right, I'm saying all that to say 2 weeks ago, when I put the bait out there, what revealed itself was exactly what I needed to see. So I can move people around. I can reprioritize. I can fuck with people who truly fuck with me, and I can see the fake bullshit for what the fuck it was. And for all you gang banging niggas, homies as well, who's gang banging, who, you know what I mean? Like, clearly, I saw clearly what it was. And that's all I needed to see. You know what I mean? That's all I needed to see. Because it helped me, like I said, reprioritize after my brain break. So after I had saw everything that happened that week, I needed a brain break just because of the fact, one thing that I didn't, you know, I play a little chess, I move some pawns, you know what I mean? I take some queens, whatever the case may be. So I try to think stuff through. I just did not predict the energy that was going to come my way from this. And that is what I believe rocked me the most, was the energy. You know what I mean? I don't sway from threats. You know, I don't Y'all just made me buy more into my life insurance policy. That's it. You know what I mean? So if anything happened to me, my kids is gonna be straight, you little bitch ass niggas. Fuck you, punk. And I'm letting you know that right now. Just if anybody want to come at me, fuck you, little bitch ass nigga. All right, and I meant that, and I'm standing on that. You know what I mean? Period. You know, so that's all y'all made me do. For family who didn't say nothing, I put you in the side pot. You know what I mean? I ain't got no words for y'all. You know what I mean? Especially those gang banging who just sat around and let they big homies come at me. You know what I mean? Fuck you. All right. I meant that too. You know what I mean? Don't call me. All right. You know, so the energy, I had to take that brain break. You know, I logged off of everything. I shut shit down, you know, just so that I can get back my energy. You know, meditated. I've been meditating all week. I've been reading. I've been watching little documentaries. You know what I mean? Just so I can stay on top. Just so I can stay sharp too. Just because I knew I had to come up with a what's next. Okay, what's plan B? What are you gonna do after you just called them out? And this is the next step. I'm gonna let y'all niggas breathe, man. This is my next step. I'm gonna let y'all breathe. I ain't gonna say nothing else to y'all. That gang banging shit ain't for me. Working with you niggas ain't for me. I ain't got nothing else for you niggas. If I already promised something, I'm a follow through with that. I'm gonna follow through with that. All right, because I gave folks my word already on a few different things. I'm gonna follow through on that. But when it comes to this, you know, in order for me to continue to fuck with people too, I mean, folks probably like, shit, I don't care if Phillip fuck with me or not. I ain't gonna lose no sleep, and that's perfectly fine too. You know what I mean? But I can't do no openly gang banging ass niggas. Period. Period. I'm gonna let you niggas breathe. I'm gonna let you niggas live. I'm gonna let you niggas continue to do what you do, and that's gonna be that. You know what I mean? Just don't come my way with no bullshit. Period. And even to the point of, you know, I had, you know, a few different events that I wanted to do to highlight and acknowledge the gang bangers who were actually taking care of business. That's the fuck out the door. You know what I mean? Like everything, it was a revelation. It was a revelation, and I needed it because I feel like I've been put too much in the community. You know what I mean? I feel like I've been putting too much into the community, a whole lot into the community. You know, doing this Macam shit for the first couple of years, my family was on the back burner. I would say for the first 5 years doing this shit, I didn't make $25,000. First 5 years together, collectively, 5 years collectively doing this Macam shit. Me putting the community's needs over my family. I'm gonna keep doing the community work, but instead of me trying to focus on these gang banging niggas and shifting their attitude and culture and shit like that, you know, because y'all openly gay, y'all openly gang banging, I'd rather work with somebody who's openly gay. You know what I mean? Get deeper into that culture. I want to understand that culture more. Yeah. I would rather work with some, you know what I mean? I don't have the energy for that. Said all that to say, I don't have the energy for it. I don't want to have the energy for it, and I don't need to have the energy for it. We have folks who do gang banging work and who have been doing gang banging work for the past 30 years. If your child or anything needs something, go to, you know, Jason McBride, go to, my man Coach I, you know what I mean? Go to my man Leo on the west side, you know what I mean? Go to one of them. They can assist y'all with y'all's gang banging needs. You know what I mean? If you're trying to get out and walk that path, they can assist y'all with all that. That's it. You know what I mean? And that's what it's come to because, like I said, when you see something, you can either keep moving how you're moving, even though you know what's happening, or you can move accordingly. And I'm strong when it comes to moving accordingly. You can't tell me nothing. So, and it comes down to, that's just not the fight that I'm meant to be battling. That's not the fight that I'm meant to be fighting. God got something else planned for me. God got something else on my heart. You know what I mean? And whether that's it right now, whether that's it 10 years from now, whatever the case may be, Lord willing, that's not it 10 years from now. My thing is, the whole point was I don't want our kids, my youngest baby is 5. I don't want our kids to grow up in a gangbanging culture where they're still seeing their friends getting killed, where their boyfriends or girlfriends are getting killed behind this gangbanging shit at a young age, and it's happening younger and younger and younger. I don't want our babies to grow up in a community that accepts and condones that behavior. That's it. That's it. It ain't the people behind the flags. You know what I mean? It's the flags and the culture itself. I fuck with the people behind the flags. You know what I mean? I fuck with the names, they government names. I don't fuck with they hood names. Fuck they hood names. Fuck your hood. I don't like you. I was asked this morning too, how do I deal with anger when it comes to anger issues? I've been meditating, and one thing that has been helping me a lot is focusing on my breathing. When I say focus, I'm inhaling. I'm taking a nice deep breath and I hold that breath. I was just telling my nephew this morning, you know what I mean? He was asking me, how do you deal with anger? I need some tips. I I told him to inhale and hold it. Hold it. I put it to the point. I told him, hold it like you're holding weed smoke in your lungs, but this is air. Still your mind. Still your body. Be aware of your body. Be aware of what's twitching and giving you extra heat. What's putting off extra heat. Focus on still in that area. I did a lot of meditating, y'all. I did a lot of meditating this past week. A whole lot, because my mind, it wasn't where I wanted it to be. It wasn't, I have anger issues. All right. I have a problem. Nobody has seen my problem since I have been out of prison. All right. And that's exactly how I want to keep it. And that 2 weeks ago, when, that just started bringing up my issues, my anger, my problem, I had to still that. I had to pause that. And breathing helps me. Being aware of my breath, being aware of my body from my head to the temple up here, all the way down to the bottom of my toe. When I go through my motions and be aware of each part of my body, what is giving off extra heat? Where am I feeling too much tension and stress at? Folks may say I caused this myself. I did. I threw the bait out there. I did. I ain't gonna say I didn't. And I said what I said, and I ain't gonna take it back. Breathing and meditating has brought me back to where I need to be. I'm gonna say that much. Because at the same time, I had to do some self-reflecting on why I was feeling the way that I was feeling from being threatened, from folks in the community who I expected to stand up didn't. You know what I mean? I had to, breathe that shit out. I had to exercise that shit out. And that is like I said, everything that has happened from then to where I'm at right now to the path that I have for the next 5 years. No, Lord willing, everything happens according to his plan, because this is not me. This is not Phillip doing what Phillip do. This is God just working through me. All right. That's it. I forgive y'all. All right. If anything happens to me, I forgive you. All right. I just don't know in terms of, with, in my opinion, again, this is just my opinion. This is just Phillip's opinion. In my opinion, we have too many in our culture that is okay with the culture of gangbanging. Excuse me. That is okay with the culture of gangbanging. I was told that when white folks tell you to wait, that's their way of saying no. All right. Like it's a racist way of saying no. All right. But I've been hearing wait is not the right time. This is not the time, not now, from black folks when it comes to game planning over this gang banging issue. I got a solution, but like we got folks who want to keep waiting. We want to keep waiting for more bodies, more babies to get killed. We gotta keep waiting for more parents' tears to fill up this dry ass earth. We gotta keep waiting for what are we still waiting for? I know it takes money to make money. And my plan is centered around making money the legal way. Can't miss. It takes money to make money. It is 3/16/2021. All right. I'm saying this date right now because I have, within a year, I have a game plan to get that business going off the ground. Not for me, and it's not for me. But then again, too, things change. Feelings change. How people feel, they change. But I'm saying all that to say, self-care is important. Before we can do anything in any kind of community, doing any kind of work, we have to make sure that our heart and our mind is straight. That's it. We got to make sure that if that's not clear, you know what I mean? Number one, your heart and your mind, if that's not clear, if that's not straight, then nothing coming out your mind, nothing coming out your actions is going to be divine. So we have to make sure that we still our minds. We got to make sure that we still our hearts, just so that we can be purposeful with what we are doing. We have to be purposeful. with what we are doing. All right. But look, like I said, this is gonna be a real quick episode, real quick season, and I meant to get my anchor started so I can get that on the Anchor podcast. We still gonna get it on that thing. But like I ain't got nothing else to say to y'all. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all tapping in. You know, Phillip, he is I'm gonna leave y'all alone, all right? I mean, it ain't like I was going at individuals in the first place anyways. Y'all just took it personally. Silly ass niggas. All right. But that's what we got for today, man. You know what I mean? I gotta yeah, that's what we got for today. All right, so I'm gonna tap in with y'all. Y'all have a good one.